We might be late to the party, but at least our party is not being cancelled, unlike Cody Rhodes' main event at Wrestlemania 40. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and we're here to answer our poll. Who will Bayley challenge for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania? And even though it seems like this whole poll is pretty much just been defeated, the purpose is gone, it's extinct, really, when you think about it, because it seems like Bayley's already chose her opponent. We thought we would react to it anyway. Why? Because Coalition's on right now, and Queen Aramita versus Serena Deeb is just such a great match that we felt like we had to, pay homage to that match by talking about women's wrestling. So here we are. There you go.
So we're going to watch this screen instead of that screen, because Deeb is like meat mince. So let's talk about Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, who's going to be facing Bayley, and we already know who it's going to be. But anyway, it's interesting. I'm here for it.
Yeah, now, I think it was obvious that Bayley was going to choose Io Sky, but just lazy for WWE, the fact that we are one show after the Royal Rumble, and already we know that Bayley is challenging Io Sky. Why didn't they just build it up for a couple of weeks? Why didn't they have Io Sky and the rest of Damage Control try and persuade Bayley to go after Rhea Ripley, and then have Bayley down the line decide, no, I'm going to challenge Io Sky? I'll tell you why. I think it's purely for the fact that Damage Control can't speak English, it can't cut promos, therefore Bayley's the only one that can do anything. How can Io Sky cut promos in English and try and persuade Bayley to challenge Rhea Ripley so Damage Control have all the gold? Or, you know what, why couldn't we even have Bayley saying that she's going to take on Rhea Ripley and have Damage Control make fun of her and say there's no way you can beat her? Because that's pretty much what they've been doing. Bayley accused them of laughing about her, talking about her behind her back, but we didn't actually get any of that in this Rumble win. I mean, we could have seen Bayley for the next couple of weeks be laughed at by Damage Control. They could say, you've got no chance of beating Rhea Ripley, you're not going to win championship gold, I'm the only world champ in Damage Control, blah blah blah. Then that could have led to Bayley, being like, fuck it then, I'm not going to take on Rhea Ripley, I'm going to take on you. I think they could have done a lot more than what they've done here. Instead of just the first week on SmackDown having Bayley just turn round, confront them and challenge Io Sky.
Yeah, they absolutely could have. It seems to be the WWE motive these days just to do that, where we have a story, and instead of actually dragging it out over weeks, they just put the initial roadblock down and then let's play it out.
Yeah, so they give you the beginning of the story and then they spend the next 10 weeks just talking about it.
Yeah, no, that's what it is though. It's like Roman Reigns and The Rock. He simply said, 1st of January, here, head of the table. Then, last night, it's a case of, alright, looks like these two are going to have the match, but the story that would have made sense for that is The Rock on day one saying he's going to enter the Royal Rumble or something, then enter the Rumble, and then take on Reigns.
Or even the Elimination Chamber, or why can't we get The Rock essentially tell Cody, give his opinion on why he should face Seth Rollins because he wants to bring Roman Reigns down, but we don't get that. Cody just leaves the ring, and then The Rock comes out, stares at Roman Reigns, and they automatically have the match announced. I mean, it's very lazy booking for WWE. I don't quite get it. So now that we pretty much know all the WrestleMania matches, and it just means for the next 8 weeks we're just going to have people talking to each other. That's of course if the likes of Roman Reigns and The Rock could even be bothered to show up. I just think it's fucking retarded to have 8 weeks left and we've already got...
The only stuff we don't know is potentially what would happen with Brock, and that's because, well, guess what? He got put out. And that's the only positive, because it was going to be Brock against Dominic, and then he was going to take Gunther on at Mania. At least now that's a bit up in the air, but it's Gunther. If they have any right of sense, they will have Braun Breaker defeat Gunther.
Aye, Braun Breaker should be the new Intercontinental. Well, I would personally put him into the world title picture, but I guess they're not going to do that. Anyway, let's look at the comments. Laura King says, I think Bayley will betray Io Sky. Really? Is that the way it's going? I'm pretty sure Io will betray Bayley. I mean, it's been pretty much going that way for a while. Night Porter says, got that backwards. Yeah, I mean...
He agrees with us.
I mean, how can Bayley really betray Io Sky? I mean, she's already practically been betrayed by Damage Control. And it's weird. It's Io Sky's just sided with Asuka and Kairi Sane purely for the fact they're Japanese.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it.
Like, I know they're not really bringing race into it. They won't go down that route because WWE are, so fucking PG and they play everything so safe and so cookie cutter. But in reality, that's what she's doing. She's just jobbed out Bayley for her Japanese buddies.
That's what it is.
But they won't play on that. That won't be a factor. It's just going to be, oh, you picked those guys over me. It's not going to be, oh, you picked those Japanese people over me. It is what it is. User says, I think Bayley will betray Io Sky. Again, another person thinks that Bayley will betray Io Sky. Unless you consider challenging Io Sky a betrayal.
Yeah, I don't think it will be. I think it's going to definitely be the other way around, like we said earlier. So,
what do you mean you think? It's pretty much already happened.
Yeah, I know, but we're trying to speak in the sense that it already happened. These people don't know what happened, so we can't bury them for knowing stuff that's already happened in the future. But
And Stephen Stansel said Io Sky, so yeah, I think it's pretty obvious here that Bayley will challenge
I
Io
will say
Sky.
another thing, right? I think Io Sky against Bayley, yeah, the story's there, but have you ever seen a more of a mid-card women's match than that?
It certainly doesn't give me WrestleMania vibes.
No. And you know what? I actually agree. Like, Bayley has done a lot of good work with Damage. She's the only thing in it that's like worth half of anything.
You know what?
She's carried it.
I'll give respect where respect's due. I think Bayley's actually been pretty good for the past year. I think she's improved a hell of a lot. I tell you what, this return stint, this is way. But see the last stint she had as a heel with the whole ding dong hello. That was fucking awful.
That was unwatchable.
I mean, yeah, she's improved, but then again, she's the only person in the group that can really talk, so it's. I mean, of course she's going to be the best member. She's pretty much carried it. I just think that they've got it all wrong. I mean, I guess they teased ages ago. People will say it's long-term booking. I'm calling bullshit. I think things just fall into place, but it looked like a long time ago that Bayley was the one that was going to betray Io Sky. I mean, we're talking 6, 7, 8 months ago before Io Sky won. Bayley seemed like she was jealous of Io Sky. So will they work that into the storyline? Can Io Sky even perform and cut a promo in English where she gets her feelings across? And maybe she explains why I sided with the Japanese people is because they've always wanted the best for me, unlike you, who was jealous when you began to see that I was the future of Damage Control, not yourself. I mean, I think that exists. I think that story's there, but I just don't think Io Sky can perform it.
I think WWE has pretty much rid this horse as far as it can go in terms of someone who literally can't speak English is in the main event picture as a woman. See, back in the day when Hogan took on these guys for Eastern Europe or
they were just there to get beat, really.
You're absolutely right. But see, people today, they would absolutely bury that. They'd be like, "Oh, it was so racist and all this, that, and the other." It's so stereotypical.
See if
so
you
what's
can't,
the fucking difference these days?
See if you can't cut a promo, like, you really can't go far. Look at Nakamura. Alright, yeah, the guy's had a couple of world title shots, but, I mean, at the end of the day, he keeps losing.
The only way you can go far if you can't cut a promo, if you've got a mouthpiece, and you're like a 7-foot giant or freak show. These people are just generic Japanese women. That's the reality.
Yeah, maybe get a manager or something. I don't know.
I know you don't really get many tall Japanese people, let alone tall Japanese women. But imagine if Io Sky was 6'3" and you had someone doing the talking for her.
I don't know. Anyway,
Fuji, whatever he was called, it would work a wee bit more. But she's 80 pounds, soaking wet, and can't speak a word of English, and just looks like any average jobber on the indie scene. So
yeah, can she deliver the story? Can she deliver the promo? Can she explain why she's turned her back on Bayley? I'm not too sure. We'll see in the upcoming weeks. But I mean, English is very broken. I mean, the only time she's really cut a promo is when she was speaking in Japanese to Asuka, and they were basically calling themselves bitch in Japanese. I mean, that was probably the best thing we've seen on the mic.
Yeah, it probably was, actually.
And then she just ended it by saying bitch in English, but that's something you can only do once. You can't do that every single week. That's going to lose its appeal.
Yeah,
it was funny at the time.
But WWE does that. They'll get something, and then they'll just repeat it, and repeat it, and repeat it, and repeat it, and repeat it. Remember, Titus O'Neil fell near, broke his neck, complete botch. What did they do?
But no, it's mad. I reckon there's more chance of Bayley learning Japanese fluently and cutting and having a promo with Io Sky in Japanese than there is Io Sky having a promo in English.
No, very true,
but
right?
We'll see if that happens.
Look at the amount of jokes, though, that they've done in the past, is your balls in your wife's purse. They see the first time, it's good, it worked. Then it's like every other segment with a guy who's like got his spouse out there at the set.
Like, I remember when Punk first hit a pipe bomb, right, and it was good, but it was like any other time he cut a promo on someone, he would always end up with saying pipe bomb, and it was like, it lost his appeal. It's like, fuck me, it's very cringe. Anyway, guys, that's it. She's going to face Io Sky. I think Bayley will win. I think Bayley should win. The Io Sky Championship reigns went as far as it can go. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Will Damage Control stay intact? Will they change the name? I don't know. It was Bayley's thing. And what's going to happen with Dakota Kai? Is she going to pick a side, or is she just going to be forgotten about? I mean, at this point, anything could literally happen. So, yeah, we'll see. And what's going to happen with Rhea Ripley? Is she going to defend the belt at Elimination Chamber, or are they going to have an Elimination Chamber match to determine her challenger for the WrestleMania? It's all up in the air right now. I guess we'll see. Catch you in the next one, guys. Till then, though, peace.